blanket, singing out a sweet summer song. 'Cause loving, I've been drinking for a long time. So let me just lay back and unwind. Let me just lay back for a while. Oh baby, won't you come with me? We'll get all crazy like we used to be. And no girl will let them hot spot. Oh baby, do the body shot.
Hey, I'm Shelly Alexis, and this is Body Shots. Brewing, distilling, fermenting, and of course drinking alcohol dates back thousands of years. And in the history of alcoholic beverages, there's one that's the world's oldest and most widely consumed. What goes together better than hops and barley? How about kegs and bikinis? Can you feel something brewing? And with all these beers to choose from, let's keep things simple.
Today's theme is
Heffewiezen.
Behind me is Franconia Brewing Company. It's been around for about 5 years, but family tradition and history date back for more than 2 centuries. Let's get on inside and see what kind of beer they've got brewing. Come on, let's check it out. I'm here talking with the brewmaster himself, Dennis Weirman. Hey Dennis, thank you for having us.
Not a problem, appreciate coming in, guys.
Now, the one thing that kind of struck me as really interesting about this company is the fact that your family has been doing this for how long, like the history?
My family is brewing beer since 1800. So my great-grandfather opened his first brewery 1800. Just got passed on through the generations.
And y'all passed it on early, because you started at how old?
Well, I did my first batch of beer by myself when I was 12 years old. I started helping and working in the family business and in the brewery when I was much younger as that.
Please tell me about like this label that you have here, like what's special about this?
Right. Well, the special on the label is that I tried to include my great-grandfather in my logo. And like you can see, he's the fine gentleman in my logo. That picture is an original picture of him. It was taken 1845 in his brewery. It's originally a black and white picture, like you can see in the background a little bit. We were able to add some coloring in the front on the kegs, but it is an original picture of him.
Thank you, Dennis, for having us out here. Stick around, because when you come back, I've got something sweet, fruity, smells irresistible, and has a full body for you.
Have you ever had a Radler before?
They are delicious. First, pour half a Heffewiezen beer into a shaker with ice.
Next, mix with lemon lime soda.
Jamie, don't forget to shake gently. You don't want it to burst all over you.
Don't worry, Tana. I'll be gentle.
Then pour your mixture into a glass.
That is delicious, Tana.
Enjoy, boys.
Hey, we're back at Franconia Brewing Company, where its family history has been around for over 2 centuries, and Dennis here started making beer at age 12. We're actually in the grain room right now, and it smells like baked bread. Is this like a favorite room to go into and just...
Yeah, it's really nice walking in here. Like you said, it smells like bread, grain. I mean, if you think about the ingredients in beer, barley, water, hops, the same ingredients like you would have in bread too.
Well, like, what do you got here? Like, what kind of
Okay,
grain
here
is
we
this?
got the malted barley, which is the base for any beer.
Okay.
And we need to grind the barley, so we need to crack it open and basically get it out of the husk to have more access to the protein and the starch later on in the production.
Now, what's the second step? What do we do after this? So we get it in the powder.
Yes, we get it into powder, and then we need to get it over to the actually brew system, to the mash tun, and we need to mash it in, which means we have to mix it with water. So I think I will show you guys that at the next step.
Awesome. All right, we've seen how the barley is mashed up into a little powder. Now we're gonna mix it with water in a big machine called a mash tun. Can you run me through the process?
Yes, absolutely. Like you said, it's called the mash tun. What we are doing, we are producing the mash in there, which is we are mixing the water, the brew water, with our grinded barley, and that mixture is called the mash. We start that process at 145 degrees. We heat it up to 176 degrees, and during that time, during that heating process, the enzymes that are included in the barley break now down the protein and the starch, where then our next ingredient, the hops, is coming in.
Great, well let's see how to do that.
All right, sounds great, let's go.
We got to know about the mash tun. Now let's learn about the brew kettle.
Yeah, now we're in front of the brew kettle. So after we transferred all the liquid from the mash tun into the brew kettle, we heat the brew kettle up and we bring it to 215 degrees. We actually boil it and we add our third ingredient in it, which is the hops. And I always like to say hops is the spice in the beer. We boil it 215 degrees, and the whole boiling process takes approximately 70 to 80 minutes. And after that, we need to cool it down and get it ready for the fermentation. And if you're interested, let's move over to the fermentation tanks and let's see what happens there.
That's where it actually becomes alcohol, right?
That's where the alcohol is coming in, exactly.
Let's go get fermented. So these are the fermentation tanks.
Yes, that's correct. Now we're actually starting producing alcohol. We are bringing the beer from the brew kettle over in those tanks. We need to cool it down to the right temperature, and we have to make a difference here if you're brewing a lager beer or an ale beer. Lager beers are cold fermented between 52 and 55 degrees, and ale beers fermenting between 65 and 70 degrees. So we'll cool the beer down, bring it into those tanks, we're adding the beer yeast, and then the fermentation starts after a couple hours. And you can see on the outside the tank that we have sweat on here, so it's cold inside the tank, and the fermentation takes between 3 and 6 days. When the fermentation is done, then we need to age the beer. We have a special room. Let's go over there, let's cool off a little bit.
And we're gonna get a cold beer in a little bit.
Yes,
also,
we will
right?
get a cold beer, that is true.
Hey, we'll be right back, which means you have time to grab a cold one, so you better make it a Franconia. Next up, we're gonna learn all about the kegging process. Welcome back to Franconia Brewing Company. I'm here with Dennis, who did a great job showing us how to create his Heffewiezen beer. Now he's going to take us through the kegging process. What's the first steps?
Okay, the nice thing on the Heffeweizen is it is an unfiltered beer, so we don't need to filter it. The first step is, after we hooked up our kegging hose, we're opening the valve, and we take our little manual keg filler. We connect it to the keg.
Okay.
We are pushing this handle down. Now you can open this valve by turning it.
Okay.
So now the beer is already floating into the keg. So after a while, we are building too much pressure up in the keg, so no beer can go in it. So we got to open this pressure relief valve on top of it. When the keg is full, we take it off, we store it, and we hook up the next keg to it.
Hey, thanks so much for letting me
You're
do
welcome.
my first keg. Okay, I'm really cold, so what I want to do is go take a taste test.
Hello, class. Dr. Lush here. Lately, I've noticed an increased sense of urgency with my students, especially in your studies and in your extracurricular activities. Now, I know that in this day and age, specifically in America, it may seem as though there aren't enough hours in the day. Well, if I got a solution for you, the invention we'll be discussing this week is the beer stick. It's a syringe-like container which can hold up to 2 beers and dispense them both in under 2 seconds flat. Nearly the speed of light, or 2 shakes of a lamb's tail. The beer stick has many uses, so get your pen and paper and don't forget a single one.
Dr. Lush.
Maybe you've never had to work for anything your whole life. Well, the beer stick will just reinforce that lack of effort you've always promoted. And let's face it, You grad students never want to have to work for anything these days. You're probably still on your family gas card and will be using your parents' health insurance till you're 28. Now maybe you have worked hard your whole life and the man keeps bringing you down. Use the beer stick to blast those worries away because, hey, the man couldn't have won every election. Just because you suck at life doesn't mean you have to suck at drinking. Do you want to get the same results with little or no effort at all? Do you want to get money for nothing and girls for free? Use the beer stick and make life a whole lot easier. Well, there's the bell class. Till next time, have fun, be safe, and drink up.
Okay, we're back. We've seen how Heffewiezen beer is created and kegged. Now it's time for my favorite part, the taste test. Now, what kind of smells am I supposed to get here?
Banana, orange, and a little bit of spice in it. In Germany, there's an unwritten law. It says if you want to have a good poured beer, it takes at least 7 minutes. You also can do it that way, that you open the tap before you actually put the glass underneath and wait until you have a nice stream, which is a kind of a beer waste, but you gotta find the good one.
You gotta have your good stream.
You gotta have your good stream.
Yeah.
So you open it and then you put it underneath. So you wanna try some?
Yeah, I would.
Which one do you wanna try?
I don't know if I can take the big head. Let me try the little one.
All right, you wanna try the little
Yeah.
one?
That is good. It was exactly like that. You could smell and taste the banana and then the orange and the clove. So
That's great.
don't put fruit in this beer. I'm gonna head over to a local pub now with Tana and Jamie, and we're gonna throw back a few Franconias ourselves.
There are a number of ways to pour a Heffeweizen, but the most important thing to remember is that when you think you're finished pouring, you're not. First, you want to start off with the perfect glass, slim at the bottom, wide at the top.
Hold the glass at a 45-degree angle and slowly pour the beer in.
Not too fast, Tana. You want to stop when there's an ounce or two left in the bottle.
Then you want to swirl the bottle around to loosen up the sediment left over. This will add flavor and aroma you don't want to miss out on.
After you swirl, just pour everything right on top. And what you get
And what we like.
is a nice, dense, flavorful head.
Prost!
This great looking place behind me is the Londoner. It's a traditional English style pub, complete with beautiful dark wood bar, brick walls, and a beautiful English style fireplace. All that plus Franconia wheat beer. This is the scene, so let's belly up to the bar. Come on, we're at the Londoner. Hey, I'm Shelly Alexis, and I'm here at the Londoner in McKinney, Texas, and I'm talking to the new owner, Marie Britton. Marie, hey, how you doing?
Hey, how you doing?
Okay, so this is a really cool little place. Of all the places in Texas, this is a traditional English pub, correct?
Correct, yes. It's been here for about 7 or 8 years now. It used to belong to an Englishman, and he built it and he sold it to me.
Well, what can someone expect whenever they come here? What can people just look forward to?
Well, we try to keep it real typical English pub. That's what it looks like. That's the decor. The menu reflects that too. It's fish and chips, bangers and mash, that kind of thing.
How many beers do you have here? Is that like a big seller at an English pub? Is beer?
We have a lot of different beers, especially English beers, and we have German beers, European beers, so we have quite a selection, and obviously the
Franconia
wheat beer, so, which we sell a lot of.
Well, thank you so much, Marie.
You're welcome. Thank
here
you.
at the Londoner in McKinney, Texas, downtown.
Correct.
So thank you.
Thank you.
Well, coming up next, we've got Tana and Jamie Lynn with some trivia questions for you. And you also don't want to miss Sharon Solaris with her great drinking game. We'll be right back. Thank you.
Most of you probably heard of a black and tan.
A black and tan is made from 1 part stout and 1 part pale ale. This looks good.
But here at the Londoner, Lewis is going to show us how to make a Jaeger beer bomb and a Heffentop.
That sounds good too.
All right, Lewis, show us what you got.
All right, here we go. Well, first we're going to start with the Heffentop. We start with Franconia wheat lager. You do half, and then you just add some Sprite on top. And it's just a variation of basically normal shandy that they make in England, but with wheat beer. And then for the Jaeger beer bomb, you just have a half pint of lager to start with, and then a shot of Jaeger. You drop it in and chug it back.
Wow, that looks great. Very nice pour.
And you do it so well, you can be my official beer master.
Okay, let's do a shot for Lewis.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Sharon Solara, and I'm here at the Londoner, where the game is darts. The kind of darts, warfare. A simple game of elimination, and the rules are: first, you divide the dartboard in half from top to bottom. Pick a captain for each team to throw the first dart. Whoever is the closest to the bullseye gets to pick whether to be the top or bottom army. Next, divide the numbers on the chalkboard and label the top group of numbers top army and the bottom group bottom army, and assign each player to a number. Players take turns trying to kill each soldier in the opponent's army. You kill a soldier by landing your dart on his number. When a soldier is killed, the entire team takes a drink, and if you hit one of your own, everyone takes 2. Each time a soldier is killed, the number is written on the scoreboard. When all the soldiers in an army have been killed, that team must buy the next round, if they're still standing.
It's an easy game to play. You just go until you win, and then the other team buys you drinks.
We're up by 1 right now, but we've lost the first 2 preliminary games, so we're out for revenge on this match.
My teammates can be described as layabouts, vagabonds, and people we found in the streets. They are impeding my almost Olympic performance right now. I'm pretty disappointed. Thank you. Thank you for asking. I hope they can hear.
As you can see, a great degree of skill, as well as knowing how to psych out your opponent, is the key to winning at warfare. I'm Sharon Solara. Good luck, have fun, and drink smart.
Here are the rules for trivia. Hot Girl asks a question about the theme of the week, and if you can hold it together long enough to answer with more than a drool, then you can win one of our sponsors' prizes. Here's the secret: everyone's a winner.
All right, contestants, your first body shots question is: in a Heffewiezen style of beer, one particular ingredient is unfiltered and suspended, giving it its style and signature look. What word best describes this look? Concentrated, cloudy, or rich? All right, contestants, let's see your answer. Cloudy? That's correct. Rich? That's like I like my men.
Okay guys, your second body shots question is: in the Belgian style of brewing wheat beer, which of the following 2 ingredients is not traditionally used as a flavoring? Sweet corn mash, coriander, or green apple? Okay guys, let's see your answers. Sweet corn mash and green apple is correct. Oh, coriander and sweet corn is not right. I'm sorry.
I always get the smart ones. All right, contestants. Mark, you have 2 answers answered correctly. And Omar, you don't have any answers correct. But let's see if you guys can both answer this last question correctly. The word Heffewiezen can be broken up into 2 words. What are those 2 words translated into English? All right, Mark, let's see if you got all 3 answers correctly.
I think so.
Yes, you did.
Awesome.
Yay. All right, Omar. We got half a point.
It's okay, everybody's a winner on our show. You've both won a suck and blow shot from Suck and Blow.
Suck and blow shots are lots of fun, but it takes 2 people to do one. One of you has to blow, and the other one has to suck. Want to do one with me?
Well, I've learned a lot about Heffewiezen beer today, and I hope you have too. Every week we will do our best to teach you everything we can about your favorite kinds of alcohols. And remember, we'll be back here next week to do the same again.
Hey Shelly, don't you think it's time?
Yeah, let's have some fun. Come have a beer with us.
I've got a little research to do. I'll see you next week.
Here you go.
Oh, thank you.
Ooh, baby, I like this. Ooh, I've been waiting so long to lay on my sandy beach blanket, singing out a sweet summer song. 'Cause loving, I've been drinking for a long time. So let me just lay back and unwind. Let me just lay back for a while. Oh, baby, won't you come with me? We'll get all crazy like we used to be. And no girl will lift them high spot.